When everything's clean, protected, and, if necessary, primed, you're ready to paint. Paint the room surfaces in this order. First the ceiling, followed by walls, windows, doors, and finally, trim. Start with bare paint that has been stirred, so any color that may have settled is completely incorporated. When painting with a brush, it's all in the technique. Begin by using a brush that has water-dampened bristles. Dip the brush into the paint to about 1/3 of the total length of the bristles. Remove the brush and dab it on the tray or the inside of the can or bucket a few times to remove excess paint. Don't wipe the brush against the rim of the can. It will fill with paint and make opening and closing the lid messy and difficult. Repeat this at least twice to make certain the bristles have taken up the proper amount of paint. If the brush is properly loaded, you should be able to move the brush without too many drips. To apply the paint, position the brush to the painted surface vertically, using the narrow edge of the brush as a guide. Ideally, you want to use the narrow edge as you would a pencil. A brush with an angled sash works best for cut-ins. Apply paint in a straight line and move at a pace that would prevent the paint from dripping below the brush. Use enough pressure on the surface to ensure control of your painted line, but don't press hard. The bristles should flex slightly as you paint. Work in strokes 12 inches or longer. Avoid stopping and starting in the middle of stroke lengths. When painting vertically, work from top to bottom. Once the brush starts to stick or skip, which is called chatter, stop and reload your brush. After applying your straight line holding the brush vertically, turn the brush 90 degrees to gently smooth out your paint line with the wide edge of the brush. Do not brush back into any painted surface more than a couple of minutes after applying it. To avoid hard edges from paint lines, gently smooth out or feather edges with the brush. Maintain a wet edge when painting a surface. Make certain the outside edge of the paint does not dry, so it can be joined to the next painted area. This technique is used to avoid lines resulting from a hard stop in the coating. When painting with a roller, first remove any lint by lightly pressing painter's tape on the roller cover. Then, lightly dampen the roller and remove any excess moisture with a paper towel. Next, roll the roller cover into the deep end of the paint tray. Do this several times to cover the entire surface of the roller cover with paint. Roll off excess paint onto the shallow end of the paint tray. Perform this procedure several times to ensure the roller cover is entirely saturated with paint. A properly loaded roller should not drip when moved and does not require you to apply force against a surface when painting.